purpose is to advocate for free speech, support the Constitution, honor the veterans who have sacrificed for our freedom, and to celebrate our love for America. Many veterans, including some of the organizers, will be in attendance. We simply desire to exercise our First Amendment rights. Irrespective of race or party, we believe that we can unite around these ideals because we are all Americans.
It bothers me that veterans, I'm a veteran.
I prefer you just read the website, it's all
I went to the August event because months before, an event came up on my Facebook page, free speech, right? I say I'm a veteran of the United States military. I served in the Army overseas. I'm interested in free speech. Then Charlottesville happened. Months later, the event has already been planned for months. Charlottesville happened. And then immediately the media started conflating Charlottesville with this event that's happening in August on the Boston Common. And I said, wait a minute, when they're calling these people Nazis, they're calling these people white supremacists, they're talking about people like me who are interested in speech.
Why did you come to a free speech rally if you had nothing to say?
I wanted to listen.
All right.
I wanted to listen to all sides. And so far I've talked to a lot of very convincing...
Get going.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Sir.
Yeah, let's go.
I will have your identity and in your name I will be donating to everything you stand against. Everything.
No violence!
He shows
Get the fuck out of our fucking town!
And
no violence!
To be.
No violence! No violence!
Let's close off from the gates.
Holy shit.
Oh, man.
No violence.
Why are you here?
Thanks for the great picture.
I want to show that people shouldn't be afraid to voice their other views and voice their opinions. You shouldn't be afraid to go outside and say you're conservative. And it's pretty sad that things like this happen.
No violence!
And I'm still considering some sort of legal action too, because those same slanderous comments and libelous comments were made against me back in August.
Has a child.
He lost his
I'm
job.
actually meeting up with him tonight for just to talk about the rally this weekend. But Brandon Navom has a child. He got thrown out of his job because Antifa doxed him.
This is the third event I've been involved with now. I did August, which I got involved with at the last minute. There was one up in Portland, or Augusta, Maine. It was a rally to denounce political violence, and people showed up trying to initiate violence against us. We were actively denouncing violence that day. And now this one. We have to vet each other. We want to make sure we're not working with extremists when we're doing this. And unfortunately, people show up and they still ask these stupid questions. It really bothers me that when we say free speech, people want to say Nazis and white supremacy.
As I was a marshal, and I was not even allowed down the gangway to get our own people in. So a pile of them were left outside because Antifa shut down the entrances, and the police allowed it, thereby denying people their First Amendment right, whether it be the speakers to speak, the people to attend, or the media to give coverage. All around, they were denied their First Amendment right by the Boston Police Department. What it is we want people to be able to exercise their First Amendment right without police interference or molestation at all.
Police also enforced conditions on those attending the rally. They were told that they could not have signs and flagpoles. They were stripped of protective gear even as death threats were being made against them. They were told they could not set up amplified sound and could not interact with the crowd. The media was prevented from getting near the bandstand even though the organizers wanted them there. No such conditions were enforced upon the counter-protesters who could set up their own amplified sound and even erect structures. We do not fault the police officers as they were only doing as instructed by the administration. In fact, we are staunch supporters of Boston Finest, and some of them have even privately acknowledged our support. The same cannot be said for the groups that oppose us. In August, more than 30 individuals were arrested for attacking police officers and damaging city property. Yet Mayor Marty Walsh is happy to march in lockstep with the same people who throw bottles of urine at our officers. We can only imagine how frustrated Boston police officers must be at the mayor.
Police interjection is not necessary. We are not the ones that are inciting violence. We are not the ones spewing hate speech. We're not the ones calling for communism, socialism, Marxism. We're not calling for that. We're against those things. We're against racism.
No, I am mainly concerned about our sound system getting set up properly and having the logistics of this happen properly.
On September 18th, we applied for a permit for the Parkman Bandstand with the Department of Parks and Recreation. Our original intent was to hold a rally on Veterans Day, but the website automatically rejected the application because the venue was already marked as being reserved for that date and time. The date of November 18th was chosen because it was one of the few Saturdays in the fall which was not already booked. Per the department's website, they have 10 business days to approve or deny a permit application. They did not send a letter denying the permit until October 26, 38 days later. If the department believed that the road race and the rally could not be held on the same day, that they should have designated nearby venues as being unavailable in their system. At the very least, they should have responded to us in a timely manner and immediately rejected the application. Instead, they chose to drag out the process. We know from prior experience that Parks and Recreation has a capability to handle permit applications quickly and efficiently and within their own policy of 10 business days. In fact, other groups have recently had their permit applications approved in only a few days. Therefore, we find their excuses to be less than satisfactory. Their actions give the appearance that there are other reasons for the permit denial rather than just bureaucratic inefficiency.
We also have been in touch with the Southern Poverty Law Center. They've been guiding communities across the country on how to handle hate groups. They say that interacting with these groups just gives them a platform to spread their message of hate. They recommend that people should not confront these rallies.
We reject communism, we reject fascism, we reject racism, we reject tyranny. We embrace liberty, the free exchange of ideas, patriotism, and love of America. We are not coming to engage in violence towards those whom we disagree. We are not coming to attack the police that protect all of us. We are not coming to shut down the free speech of others. Those are the tactics of groups that oppose our message, such as Antifa.
People's First Amendment rights were violated. I asked the superintendent when I spoke to him, and when he said, people going in would be searched and things would be confiscated, I said, who suspended the Fourth Amendment in the bandstand area? Well, it's the Boston Parks. Excuse me. It's not the Boston Parks. It's the people of the city of Boston. It's their park. You're paid to keep the park safe and keep the park clean. You're paid to do a job by the people. It's not your park. It's the people's park.
So we're urging everyone to stay away from the Common. At the same time, we can't look away. The children of our city are watching, and I want everyone who goes to the Common tomorrow to understand that. The young people of our city are watching TV, are following this.
And fuck the Antifa fascists. Okay, those are the first two. So just because I support my president, that makes me a racist? How's that? Oh, okay. You want to know how many fucking Democrats are racist? I don't give a fuck. I'm not a Democrat. All right then. So I don't know what you're doing. You apologize, man. You're apologizing for being for supporting
this great country, we can support America.
Yeah.
Can't we all just get along?
No, here we go. Fuck that.
Can't we all just get along?
Listen,
Come on, man.
You notice something? Did I come over here and start insulting these guys? No. They came over here and started insulting me because I have a fucking opinion that disagrees with them. Everybody that loves you. What is there to you?
We have to make it clear what we stand for in the city of Boston. We have to support those who are targeted, and we have to stand together in unity. And we ask everyone to help us promote peace.
Mayor Walsh now claims he is concerned about how the City-Thon road race will be affected. Yet he doesn't even have the integrity to admit that all of the threat is posed by the agitators attempting to shut our rally down. If the mayor is truly concerned, then we suggest he correct his slanderous statements from August. Otherwise, the city residents will have the same false impressions about our group as they had for Boston Free Speech. For instance, he could state that he was mistaken when he equated the free speech rally with hate groups. He could correct his preposterous claim that Nazis were stopped from coming to Boston. A public statement by the mayor telling the truth would calm the tensions surrounding the upcoming rally.
We called Citython after the department first brought up the road race to our attention. A representative told us that the race would be over around 10 a.m., would not be based near the bandstand, it would run in the direction opposite of our location. It would be followed by a brunch that would end before noon. We told the department that we'd move the start time of our rally to just before that, so our events would in no way conflict. As we continued to work with the department, they led us to believe that they were considering approving our permit for November 18th. Our representatives met with them in person on multiple occasions. We even had a meeting that included the Boston Police Department and Commissioner Evans. During this time, we continued to make plans as speakers and other participants made travel arrangements. Unfortunately, the city stalled the permit process too long, and now it is simply too late to change the date of the rally.
When I called the superintendent just half an hour ago, I told him, I said, the only time I have is tomorrow morning, and he only had Friday morning, and there was no way I can do that, so.
I welcome protesters, first of all. If anybody wants to show up and protest what we have to say, do so peacefully. Don't wear a mask, don't initiate violence, and just hear what we have to say, and honestly, I'll hear what other people have to say too.
I brought that up with the superintendent. I said, are you gonna take care of these people wearing masks to hide their identity in the commission of a felony? And he said, that law's not enforceable. I said, what the hell are you talking about? It's not enforceable. They're concealing their identity in the commission of a felony. Because the second they turn from free speech to rioting, they become a felon. And by hiding their identities, that turns it into a crime in the city of Boston. He equated that to extricating on the sidewalk or jaywalking.
On November 4th, Refuse Fascism, a communist group, used sound amplification devices at the rally for their November 4th event on the Parkman Bandstand. The press reported that they had a permit, but a few days before the event the group was advertising was saying that it would take place at Shoppers Plaza. We could have had our rally on November the 4th, but we were told early on by the Department of Parks and Recreation that the bandstand was unavailable for that day.
No, not one person in the military has ever been convicted for disobeying an unconstitutional order by a commanding officer. I said, you don't have to follow unconstitutional orders. I said, you do have a brain, you can think for yourself. They kept referencing the commissioner, so I'm assuming that's who he's taking his orders from, and the commissioner is taking his orders from the cuck mayor, Marty Walsh.
Every single time we accuse somebody of doing something that they don't actually, it's not true, we demean every other instance when that actual crime occurs and they try to speak up about it, because now you have this nagging question in the back of your mind: is this person legitimate when they make these claims of oppression or rape or all these, and it's a double-edged sword.
More of the people that were throwing rocks and piss bottles at your offices wasn't us. And he said he doesn't disagree. I said, where's the matter of fact the ones that carry the thin blue line flag? Because we support police officers. But when police officers play politics and kowtow to a liberal mayor, I said, now you're not honoring the oath you took. Now you're playing politics. We don't play politics. It's about the Constitution and the oath that we took to honor and defend that Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And a domestic enemy can be a politician, as has been seen many times throughout this country's history. And he didn't disagree with anything that I said.
I really don't fear for my security, and I don't think that other people should either. I have full faith and confidence in the Boston Police Department and the city here to do the right thing and to have the right logistics for a safe event.
Be safe.